with breaking news. This is Channel 4 News.
Good afternoon, everyone. Breaking news here from Channel 4. We're cutting into programming for this. A Blue Angel plane has crashed near the Smyrna airport. We also have Liz Loheis, who has arrived on scene right now. Liz, hopefully we've got a picture of you. Tell us what you're seeing and what you're experiencing. A driver for the car service Uber is accused of raping a customer. The alleged incident happened on Halloween of last year. The driver, Emmett Lyons Jr., has been indicted. Police are looking for a man who stole from a charity. A box for collections was at a business on Southwater Avenue in Gallatin. Bill Cosby made an appearance in a Pennsylvania courtroom this morning, trying to get sexual assault charges against him dropped. Cosby is accused of drugging and sexually assaulting a woman at his home in 2004. Certainly of great concern when any aircraft goes down, but especially in a situation like this where multiple people are out trying to enjoy the afternoon, and this is meant to be, a festive occasion, and this is what we are seeing right here in Middle Tennessee. Presidential behavior was indeed the plan in Miami tonight. Channel 4's political analyst tells us Donald Trump was determined to show some restraint. Downtown Gatlinburg under mandatory evacuation because of fire in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Police are going into the area to get people out. National Guard called in. City officials urging everyone to leave. Here is why. The video posted, look at this, across social media. We want to show you some of the most gripping photos coming from East Tennessee. We begin, though, with this video. It was posted on Twitter and then reposted thousands of times. This is a driver who can barely see out the front window because of all the smoke as he desperately tries to make his way out of town. We have not heard anything. There's been no confirmation yet from authorities, from the military or otherwise, which is why we have several crews headed to the scene right now there in Smyrna to find out what we can learn there on the ground. Covering this breaking news that we have been following all day long in light of these terror attacks in Brussels, we understand that the woman you see here, Stephanie Schultz, and her husband, Justin. Stephanie is a Vanderbilt graduate, master's degree from Vanderbilt, a graduate of there. She is among the missing at this hour. ISIS has claimed responsibility at this moment. It's only been 4 days, though, Dr. Foley, since with the arrest and that invasion of the neighborhood in Belgium where one of those terrorists who carried out the Paris attacks was nabbed. Do you believe this is revenge for that arrest? Just 3 hours ago, a powerful service wrapped up here at New Monumental Baptist Church, honoring the lives and the families of the 5 children killed and the half a dozen others still fighting for their lives at this hour. We understand their conditions have remained unchanged here, but tonight we are learning that the man behind the wheel, 24-year-old Jonathan Walker, was working 2 jobs and may have been fatigued. Want to show you really quickly here, an ambulance just pulled up out here at Broad and First where a woman has gone down. We don't know if it's because of heat-related exhaustion, but you can only imagine with temperatures like they are today and the air barely moving. Concussion is the most common form of brain injury. According to the CDC, an estimated 3.8 million concussions happen here in the United States every year. As a child, Nicole Cyril was teased for the funny way she walked on her toes. Turns out it was something more serious, a genetic difference the doctor said would eventually cripple her. I am here at the Omni Hotel. My colleague Joe Dubin alongside me. We are watching the stars arrive, and they are really starting to spill in quickly. I saw this young lady perform as part of a songwriter's night. She is 17 years old. Her name is Kelsey Kay. The red carpet starts right behind us, and it has gotten so busy out here. Some of the hugest names in country music, Joe, have arrived just in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, they've been rolling through here. It was quiet for a little bit, but in the last probably 15 minutes, Tracy, you got a list of people.
Yeah, let me go. First of all, Reba just arrived. Dierks Bentley just marched around the crowd. Miranda Lambert, the real Carrie Underwood, Little Big Town came out. The final 5, the gold medalists. The crowd started chanting, USA, USA. I think that was my favorite moment of the night.
I think the Property Brothers was your favorite moment that happened tonight.
Hey, the real Garth came. Garth and Trisha also just emerged, as well as Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, it was a loud yell for Garth Brooks. But the question that we've been kind of talking about tonight is popification of country music. What exactly is country music these days? You know?
What is country music anymore? How do you define it anymore?
I don't think country music knows.
He was still hosting Celebrity Apprentice, so hordes of cameras followed his every step. If you keep watching this video roll, I offer to hold the microphones of my competition so they could use his sound bites in their newscasts as well. I remember Trump was surprised I would do that. Then, an hour later, he surprised me on live TV. He is walking up to this live shot, so if we could go live.
He does a fantastic job.
Donald Trump, thank you very much. We just spoke with him live. He was gracious. Come back over here. We're live at 5. Come on, you can't come real quickly. Nice job out there. How did you feel about the reception?
Well, it was great. It was a standing ovation. It's about make this country great again. So I was very happy.
Trump was certainly charismatic that day, an attribute that likely helped propel him to the presidency.
And I'm thinking about it very, very seriously. I think people are going to be very, very surprised. But if I do it, America will be great again.
And not even sure even Donald Trump believed his exploration of running for president that day would, last night, become prophecy. Tracy Kornet, Channel 4 News. It is hard to cite any silver lining in any of the recent sexual assault headlines, but experts say there may be one, that providing actual language and opportunity to talk about these most private, life-altering experiences may lead to public, pervasive change.
I made an agreement with myself at some point that I would take this to my grave.
For more than 10 years, Carl Bolton kept a deep, dark secret. He'd been raped by a boy a couple of years older than he.
With perpetrators, it starts out with a pinch. It starts out with a game. It starts out with something like that, and leads to coercion, leads to assault. So these little things that we kind of want to go, whatever, boys will be boys. Well, here's the thing. That's what perpetrators use to groom their victims.
It was only when he went to rehab years later and heard others share their experiences that his secret spilled out.
This is the ultimate assault against masculinity. Men often fear that people will say that they are gay, or that if they are gay, that their sexual assault caused them to be gay. They worry that people will say that they enjoyed it.
A heterosexual male being sexually assaulted can lead to just internal questions and internal confusions about their own sexuality.
Advocate Jessica Labenberg says that confusion complicates recovery for many men.
The male physiological response to non-consensual sexual intercourse is pretty much identical to the male physiological response to consensual sex, which can be very confusing when internally in your head, in your heart, you're screaming no. You may even be verbalizing no, but physiologically your body may be responding the same way it does when you consent.
While the headlines may suggest otherwise, Labenberg says statistics don't prove male rape is on the rise. Awareness, though, is.
So it's hard to say to the extent to which it was really going on before because it wasn't being talked about. It may not have been disclosed. But stories like this give language and terms. Instead of using terms like hazing, we're saying sexual assault. We're saying rape. Because that's what it is. Anytime there is sexual contact, sexual intercourse without consent, it's rape. Plain and simple, it is rape.
So what do we do about it? Outreach specialist Sharon Travis believes the male voice will play a key role.
We know that only a small number of men rape, right? So, a very small number, less than 10%. So what are the other 90-something% doing when the other ones are acting out? And if they were willing to stand up, be accountable, and hold their brothers accountable, then it definitely would be a support in our efforts to end sexual violence.
She's about to launch the program 10 Men, which stands for Tennessee Male Engagement Network, at the Sexual Assault Center of Nashville.
I think that this is the piece that has been missing way, 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 way too long. There are so many people out there that are suffering needlessly, that think that they have to do this by themselves, that think that they're alone, and it's just not true.
And experts say we can all affect change by how we respond if someone comes forward.
You can never say too many times, I believe you, I support you, and I know this is not your fault. Someone needs to hear that immediately. You don't have to go into any more detail than that. You just have to be their person in that moment, believing them and supporting them.
Now, if you need help, you can get it 24/7 by calling the Crisis and Support Line. That number 800-879-1999.